All right, so as always, the levels I like to do. A bunch of stuff now. Deleted some levels because it was just I didn't expect to trade anymore. This is yesterday's price. Always going into today. You always want to see if we're going to accept sellers below yesterday's price, or are we going to get back up into yesterday's price action, which equals chop, or not. You know, on the daily, we're not trending down. Right here, we opened up, had up my opening print. Can't go bearish until we break that below that opening print. There's no point of going bearish. At the 1 minute, pretty simple. You know, we have that big sell off. You don't want to chase. You always want to look at where to get in after a bounce. You know, obviously, if we're down this much, we're obviously going to have profit taking. A lot of people are going to start taking profits. Did a nice sell off from yesterday. Today, you know, most likely people who buy it open, sell it closed, they're going to start taking profits. When they start taking profits, they're going to have like a little tiny short squeeze up. Nice double bounce off of that opening print, which was our overnight POC. So opening print, overnight POC lined up pretty well. We're also watching that previous month low, which is weekly low last week too, which we had our bounce yesterday twice. Our bounce at, you know, kind of overnight, and then we finally broke through, sold. We actually came up overnight right here, had a nice resistant touch, broke down. Right here at 7 o'clock, another beautiful resistance, back down. So just keeping these simple, you know, simple levels on your chart. Do it every day. You're gonna find 3 or 4 plays, and that's all you really need. You guys don't have to go through all these charts. You know, when I used to trade options, I was like nonstop looking at charts, just flipping through them, trying to find patterns, weirdest things, just flipping through them. Now you can hop on 5 minutes to 5 minutes to open. You know, mark these things up, and you'll be good to go. So we had, you know, until this uptrend was broken, couldn't go. You know, I had the uptrend a little different when I got into that short. So we almost broke it down here. I even said I like the risk reward to actually be broken down, but that VWAP, we just kept getting VWAP bounces. VWAP held there, VWAP bounce, VWAP bounce. So, you know, usually VWAP's a place where I like, if I'm short going into VWAP, I like to take profit at VWAP because you will see a little resistance. You'll see a little bounce right there. We marked up our initial balance yesterday. Initial balance didn't work. Right here on ES, really nothing. You know, kept going above it, kept going below it. But you tell, look at this initial balance. Was a pretty decent level. That first hour high. Looks like we wanted to break above, test it. No, we finally broke below. Use it as a resistance, broke above. You know, overall, pretty decent level. My PT to the upside was that 3-1 POC, yesterday's POC. That's usually, you should have that on your charts. You just go to PVP, daily, and this is when I mark the overnight POC. I also mark up this. You can tell right here. Usually, it's either the POC usually is going to be a magnet, or, you know, when we get there, we're going to repel. I like to use them as upside or downside targets. You know, right here, this level, 39.84. We're using it as you know, if we wanted long here, I would use that as my overall main PT and then let runners go. You can tell eventually we broke below. You look at the weeklies. See what's happening on the week. Thursday, you can tell we're kind of overextended to the bottom. Let's see. We're probably gonna most of this time. You see, we're at the high. We go back to the low. You see, week over week over week, we kind of just stay in these ranges. The market's not going to move all the way down at once. We had that big sell off last week going into the week, and that's why we ended up with a lot of chop. But overall, that weekly candle was a pretty ugly candle. So going in today, that's the same thing. We've had our sell off. I'm breaking our downtrend. Okay, the weekly, the upside target on my weekly, if we do want to turn bullish, is at 41.30 up here, way to the upside. Really no volume here. This is overnight, that overnight sell. And let's look at the monthly. The monthly, let's see if we hit that monthly downside target. No, it's down here at 38.57. So that's, if we want to keep going down, that's what I'm definitely watching. We held our value area low here. You tell, you go to this monthly, you mark up this. Let's just go SPY because I don't have that much drawing. Let's go SPY. Just like to do this so it's easier to see. Yeah, SPX is not working on there. SPX or SPY monthly back here. You can tell we're, pretty good support bounces, kind of chopped around it. You want back off with the red line here, bounce. Nice support. So it doesn't really. Let's see what we're going to do at 397.85. Let's see if we are able to push up to get that. Let's go back to ES. That SPY chart is ugly. So just these simple levels, to get on the chart. Half back. Where on that push? Where would your PT be on that push? What I like to do is half back. Basically, got your half back of yesterday's prices, which is the 0.5 right here, 39.67, basically on the dot. Rejected after that huge Boston push, 39.67. Touch there, came down, bounced off that 3-1 POC, which is interesting because that was a nice rejection here. Now we hold that as a support, and then a beautiful move. So if you didn't catch that initial move, we had this marked up on our chart. You just had to catch it. Just had to execute. A lot of futures is all about execution. Right now we're hitting that 39.80 and a 2.5 initial balance. Let's see if we hold 39.67. Let's see if we hold that half back and then continue up and possibly have an outside candle on the daily. It could happen. But today, I feel like the market's kind of boring retail out. They're forcing people to trade, make trades, but we're not really. This is just the slowest grind. They bore people out, and look, they make their move in 10 minutes. Or this is like 20 minutes, half hour right here. They made a move, and they're done. They're probably going to chop the rest of the day. It's been like this for 1 to 2 weeks. You gotta just a waiting game. Futures is a waiting game. Right here watching overnight mid is definitely not up there. If you play pre-market, something I always do is you get your overnight highs or overnight lows. Let's try to find those. I don't know. I don't have those marked up. Overnight lows are down here. Overnight highs were right here. So what you do is you take your fib of this because you got your overnight mid. But I've been doing this today, overnight. I swear I just did it. Overnight. There we go. Basically the golden zone 0.5 to 0.618. You'll see there's our overnight lows, overnight highs. We came up. I mean, this was a pretty good one pre-market, but I don't really like it pre-market. I'd wait for the actual market to happen. We had a beautiful rejection. Middle of this zone is basically that previous month high. So we could have taken quick scalps. 13 points, pretty solid move there. Pretty much overall, like this initial balance did work on NQ, something I marked up and was like, okay, it worked on NQ today. Here's your initial balance. I had NQ, I posted this earlier. It's just like the matter of what chop is going to get hit, going to get knocked out first. We have this drop, base, drop here. And then we had our bounce, and then pre-market. I really want to see this broken down. I was looking for a breakdown of this, but of course they decided to push it up. But you can tell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many times we hit that IB high? Eventually took off to the next level here. Took off. So NQ kind of showed its cards a little bit. Broke overnight highs. Definitely stronger, a little bit stronger than ES. Let's see, take out this pivot at 12.036. But the move was made here. You're kind of looking for a pullback. I'm not 100% going bullish yet, but 15-minute. This is a really ugly 15-minute candle. So we're able to break below this really ugly and hold right here. It's gonna be a good short, but it's also the thing with the Bostic is news driven. News always trumps TA. That's what you always gotta watch. And my PT would probably be at overnight highs. I wouldn't really overnight highs and then back down to 39.60, 39.50. But definitely the risk reward here is not that good because we had a strong move up. It seems like we're consolidating. A little bit down for possibly another move up because news trumps TA. There's no point of So futures definitely hard to, the chasing aspect. It's hard. And we got no one joining us today. Okay, all good. So let's see what's going to happen here. Sometimes I like to take the fib from this low to high. Let's see if we're able to retrace back into here. Continue up. Let's see if we did that on that push. If we ever have a good push like that, you always want to see kind of a retracement halfway back and then a go. We have this initial push. There's our push. Profit taking all the way back, and then they buy it up again right here. You can tell. Look at that. Beautiful. So with me, like I keep changing the way I trade, kind of my technical analysis, just based on the day. It's it's a tough market right now. You gotta take what the market gives you. You can't force anything. I love trading supply and demand, but I really can't find those supply and demands right now. So I've just kind of, you know, kind of dumbed it down. Not saying much on that, but just keeping it simple with those levels. Pre-market, you got your IB, overnights, your yesterdays, and then your opening print. You have those all marked up on your chart. You're pretty set. You got at least 2 to 3 solid plays. If you go 0 for 2, if you're using micros with MES, MNQ, keep your stops, $100 a play. You're only down $200 for the play for the day. So it's all about that. And I'm up 700 today. So I've been grinding away on those micros. And, the worst comes to worst. I'm down 200 and I go in tomorrow. Let's see if tomorrow's going to have better price action. Looking at today, this kind of made me walk away during lunch. You're watching Apple. What does Apple do? Ugh, this is ugly. Or people who take my option, or I always watch Apple, Tesla on my Twitter Spaces today. I said I'm watching if Tesla dip's going to be bought. Then Apple had news that they're banning updates on Chat GPT apps. So I was like, Apple always leads the way. Watch how Apple runs compared to the market. And then is Tesla dip going to be bought up? So with this, Tesla dip was pretty much bought. Pretty nice move up from here. So we got our overall buy the dip that morning. That's the things you want to go do. You want to see how's AMD and NVIDIA doing. AMD, my main PT to the downside on AMD was last week's POC. This is why I got NVIDIA. I saw NVIDIA stronger than AMD, and AMD was holding this last week's POC. There's NVIDIA. We got this quick. Should have held back above 230. So everyone's kind of getting screwed on NVIDIA because they shorted it. Because it broke below that 230. But we got it here. Nice little flag up. So beautiful. Microsoft. I really haven't been watching Microsoft because I don't know what it's doing. But there's last week's POC. It's above last week's POC. So it's recovered last week's volume. SPY. We had those double dark pools on SPY. Always watch. I like to say a lot. Sorry. What was I looking at? Oh, I was gonna get this dark pool. Like I said, watch. You don't need to buy flow. Just follow people on Twitter that have flow. They post it. They're generous enough to post it. They want you to buy it. They're gonna post it. Here we go. 1258, 1255. Not the greatest amount. I like to see 400, 500 million on live prints. We had 394.22, 394.27. So let's just say it's 394.25 for 400 million. 394.25 right here. Let's keep it like that because I'm not gonna don't keep these on our charts. And what are they doing here? What happened? We just consolidated around the area. Eventually, it was obviously a buy. I guess they knew Bostic was going to talk. They probably knew Bostic was going to say what he was going to say. So we're back up at 3-1 dark pool, which was the end of the month. Still can't get past that 1.5. This is been a big level on ES. So or on Qs. See what ES is doing. Like I said, we could have taken that short there. We would have been stopped out. That doji really didn't show us much. A 5 minute. And that's why you gotta, the inverse hammer or whatever this shooter. This is why I don't. If you'd have taken this play, you would have been stopped out quick. You got to use it. Risk reward is not worth taking this play, but also it's still in play. This could just come straight back down and just sell off. But also, like, try to figure out what they're doing. A lot of traps are happening. If you figure out where the trap is, you can make some money. Try to figure out where they're trying to trap liquidity. It seems like they're trying to grab liquidity wherever they can, because I think a bigger move is coming. So that's why, look for the wicks previous month low. They're going to reject it. 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 How many times did they reject that right there? RTH open. So to the downside, hold overnight highs taken out. Be 12-1 if we make a new high. That we should create a new high. 12-1. 1-2. So the stat is if we make a new high between 1 and 2 Eastern, not fade it. We have a really high percentage chance of coming 1 point in between a new high. Just a statistic out there. I like to use statistics to my advantage. Spy calls are coming in. This is our high. But do you buy the highs? It was probably the best to buy down here. It was really the best to buy right here. $23 points off that. 2.5. 39.76. If we were able to break above and hold this, we should head up to that 39.85, and then we're battling 4K. SPX. I used XPX today, nice futures. Sometimes this level with 39.50, 39.49 level. As rejections. Eventually there's that break above. Would like to see a bounce of that, but see, we're pushing still. Maybe that new high. So that statistic hurt or worked. I wonder if it's still in play if it makes another new high. 12 to 1, 1 to 2. No, out play. I'm not looking at that. But there they go. They're wicking it. See if they're going to hold it. So what they're doing is they're getting all these breakout buyers. Oh, we made a new high. We're going to continue up. They wicked it, dropped it 2 points. If you have your stop at 2 points, you're stopped out. Look at higher time frames. So let's see ICT people. Look at the hour. Who's gonna break this fair value gap? We can. I mean, it's all on Bostic. Like, they keep buying this. I'm for me, like 3 times initial balance is that's extended at 39.85. If we hit this 39.85, 3 times initial balance, that's super extended. Let's see what that. Let me pull up my statistic on that one. We have 3x. Yes, we're higher in the range. Even 2x initial balance is 40%. They don't have 3x on here. So even 3x initial balance is a pretty good overextending. It's hard to go long there. Just one of those, just not really trade. I mean, technically, strat people say if we break that 50% mark of yesterday, we have a good chance of going outside. We broke the lows. So once we break that 50% chance of yesterday's candle, we possibly could end outside. Apple showing strength. A lot of individual stocks are showing strength. That's crazy, just out of nowhere. Video. Video's not 4. Jerry Richardson died. Who's Jerry Richardson? Oh, Jerry Richardson. Panther Sonder. Let's see if we've broken those cues. Yeah, we're back above that. But it's risky. This dark pool has been a good support resistance. Came in 131, came back over in this consolidation area. Nice push up. Got a couple bounces off of it. Broke below. Was used as good resistance yesterday. Solid resistance. Now we're back above it. $39.80 key level. I mean, it's short. Seems like it is, but only up for. Yeah. Was Bostic even set the talk? That's what I need to find out. Waller Kashkari. He's on honestly a break of this. This is the what I call the M pattern. You have your up. When everyone going long, what they do is they bring price down, get stop people up, and then they trap people going long again here, and then they just drop the price. See if that works. The other day we had a lot of W's, but the second hump wasn't going higher than the first. I love it higher than the first. Just trap. Oil. I learned oil. Should have taken some. I think most of this happened overnight. 77, 77.7 had former support over here, support, became resistance. Kept hitting as resistance. So you either take, I don't like taking the breakout because you got false breakouts like all here. What I like to do is take the retest. And that happened actually this morning. So we had the beautiful retest of 77.7. Right there. Way back. There's that first bounce, and that play quick, and then we obviously came back and touched again. 58, you get $10 per penny. That's $580 overall. It's a $1,000 play just on that one level that we hit as a resistance so many times. So ES, the main thing I'm watching at ES, I kind of want to short it. I want to see if we're gonna make a new high. If we don't make a new high, I'm definitely gonna look into a short because we're starting to make kind of a. I don't like using the inverted head and shoulders pattern, but it does make sense. I just like to use the last part of it. You do make that new high here. You know, it's just a change of character breaker structure. You have your higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then I will look for is a lower high, and then we should get a lower low. So that's what I look for in a head and shoulders. I don't really look at all this. I'm looking for if we're not able to make new high, definitely want to look for short. Or you could go ahead and short now and keep your new high stop. Give you 6 points. You get it up here. 2 point stop. Be better. I like these reversal plays. You got your higher day, and you just keep your stop loss just above higher day. I'm just gonna grab. Let's start two. Six under 20. So it's very interesting that still interesting that Dixie was making a new high day while ES was making a new higher day. That's not good. And finally Dixie gave up, and that's why we had that little push. Let's check out the volume. Our EMAs. See if they catch up. consolidation right now. I think the video's heading to 238. Oh, everyone's like turning bullish. Semis are flying. Might grab an AMD call. That. No, we're just consolidating, of course. I think Paul speaks Tuesday or Wednesday next week. Yes. Let's see what happens in 3. Oh, hour. VIX. Let's see if VIX holds under 20. Looks like we got a push.